It's horrible to look on your local news station or the internet, only to see everyone mourning over a recent tragedy. The killing of an innocent child, a mass murder spree, or even a terrorist attack. The worst part is that a lot of these could have easily been avoided, but it can be very difficult to do so, as some would perform these acts for some of the most unusual reasons. From Beanie Babies to the name of an old forgotten pizza mascot. Today, on Hotel Room 103, we're going over 5 of the strangest reasons why people committed tragic crimes. I'm sure most of you have already heard about the Slender Man stabbings of 2014, where 2 girls by the name of Anison Wire and Morgan Geiser stabbed their fellow classmate as a supposed sacrifice to the famous Slender Man. But what most don't know is that there was another creepypasta-based attack. But instead of being inspired by the Slender Man, this attack was influenced by Laughing Jack. Laughing Jack is a creepypasta about a clown-like figure that interacts with children, eventually kills them, and finds a way to blame the parents for it. In 2015, a 12-year-old Indiana girl stabbed and killed her stepmother because the creepypasta character told her to not only kill her, but also attempt to light her room on fire. Her father, while injured by his own daughter, did survive the incident. Before Pokemon became the hit craze of the 90s, there was another collect-em-all juggernaut, but instead of digital monsters, we had Beanie Babies. Adults and kids would go crazy over the sales of these small stuffed toys. Even if the sales aren't as big as they used to be in the 90s, people still love to purchase Beanie Babies. But how far would someone go for these cute little plushies? Would you break into someone's car for a retired Beanie Baby? Well, that happened in 1997. Would you trample a child just to get a Ziggy the Zebra? That also happened only 1 year later. But would someone murder another individual just to steal as many Beanie Babies as possible? Well, on October 1999, Jeffrey White did exactly that. He shot and killed a security guard who was in front of a Hallmark store right as a Beanie Baby shipment was arriving. So yeah, Beanie Babies were a huge trend at the time. Maybe a little too big though. Makes you wonder if the same thing could ever happen to the other juggernaut known as Pokemon. Back in the 1980s, Domino's had their own mascot to rival the likes of Ronald McDonald and Wendy. This mascot was the Noid, a small rabbit-like man in a red suit who tried to sabotage your pizza delivery. The only pizza he couldn't stop nor destroy was Domino's. The character was very popular in the 1980s, to the point where a video game on a Nintendo Entertainment System was released and a Saturday morning cartoon was put in production. However, the cartoon was cancelled for feeling too much like an advertisement. Despite that, things were going well for both Domino's and the Noid. That is until 1989, when a man by the name of Kenneth Lamar Noid thought the character was a direct insult to him, as they share the same last name, Noid. In a pit of rage, he kept 2 employees hostage in a Domino's restaurant. He demanded the employees to make him a special pizza and a salad just for him, and also desired over $100,000, a getaway car, and a book called The Widow's Son, which is a part of the historical Illuminatus Chronicles. Eventually, he gave himself up to the police, and was charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault, extortion, and possession of a firearm during a crime. Despite this, he was found not guilty for reasons of insanity, and was put into a mental institution for 3 months and ended his own life in 1995. One fear that many of us have while being in a relationship is finding out that our significant other had been cheating on us. Everyone would react differently to the situation, from yelling, crying and screaming, kicking them out, or physically attacking them. One 49-year-old man by the name of Konrad Rodelovich took it an extra step further and attempted to kill his wife. However, it was not because she cheated on him, but because he had a dream where she cheated on him. Konrad had been drinking the night before, which may explain where the dream came from and the outburst he had when he had woken up. Just as he did come back from a slumber, he proceeded to punch, strangle, and throw his wife on the pavement of their driveway while threatening her life. He was charged with aggravated assault and aggravated indecent assault. While in court, he pleaded guilty to the charges and is now facing up to 30 years in prison for the event. Some of you may have heard about this considering how recent it was, and the immense attention it got from other content creators on YouTube, which could make sense considering the killer here, Randy Stair, was also a content creator, who originally went by the name of Pioneers Productions, and later EGS World, which is short for Ember's Ghost Squad. However, that channel is no longer available. This case has a lot of information to it, such as Randy trying on his mother's clothing, his old YouTube career, suicidal thoughts since 2012, and much more. So I'll try my best to sum it up as quick as possible, and I apologize if I miss any information. There are loads of other YouTubers who have talked about this case, including the likes of Rainbot Horror, so I recommend checking those videos out if you want a full understanding of the story. Near the end of his career on Pioneers Productions, Randy made a video showing his anger towards not gaining the success he initially wanted. This is when the channel, EGS, short for Ember's Ghost Squad, became his primary focus. He released an animated video featuring him and his characters based on the Danny Phantom character, Amber McLean, which he had a strange obsession with, performing a shooting very similar to the one he fantasized so much about. While working at his night shift job in Weiss Market, he released 3 files on the website Mediafire, titled Journal, Suicide Tapes, and Digital Set. After he blocked multiple exits in the store, Randy pulled out 2 shotguns and killed 3 of his fellow employees, Victoria Brong, Brian Hayes, and Terry Lee Sterling. He was about to kill a 4th employee named Kristen Newell, who did not realize what was going on due to the fact that she was wearing headphones. Because of this, Randy spared her. When she finally realized what was going on, she ran to the crew room and called the authorities. Randy continued his spree by shooting multiple aisles in the store until he put the shotgun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. Around 59 shots were used in the event.